animated like hand, like with the two fingers like this, about to go into an animated butt for some game called Hero Wars, and I'm just like, I played that game. I know
Hero Wars has some real banger ads though.
They're fucking awful, man.
Absolutely. I was I just saw somebody was just my mic's all the way over here. Wow, sorry.
I could not even tell. You sounded nice. I mean, even though it was over there.
People like my voice when I'm far away. There was somebody posted it was on Blue Sky. They were posting about how like they put so much work into the game that they were like a big developer on it or whatever, and then like as soon as it got out of their hands, it got into like the marketing department, who's like, well, we got to get people playing this game, how are we gonna do it? And then they did all like the weird like fart smelling ads or whatever, and it, like completely no context with the game. Like
is that the same game, Hero Wars, like the game that has all that, or totally different?
This was a different one. Okay. But I think they all have this sort of like marketing pattern in common, where they take this game that people worked really hard on for years, and I never considered this. Like they take this game that people have worked on for so long and put so much into, and like really worked on an actual story for, and then they make these ads that have fucking shit to do with the actual game and completely ruin it, because then anytime you mention the game, people are like, oh yeah, the one with the
fart smelling and the pregnant feet. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the pregnant feet, and throwing the woman out the window.
The woman with like a unibrow.
With a,
they like, make them like as hideous as possible, and then you have to like clean them up. Yeah, those games, unfortunately, that those ads work is the reason that it's the saddest part about it. Is like the marketing department knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
I like I always see like in that same vein. I always see the those mobile game ads where the person is like playing it really, really poorly, like so frustratingly poorly that like. You're like, oh, come on, I could easily, like, anybody could do better than I could be kicking this thing's ass. And it's like, that's the point, is like, they want you to be like, you download the fucking game and then be like, yeah, you are whooping their ass.
Yeah, I mean, I've downloaded Hero Wars because of those ads. I'm not going to lie. I mean, or you don't download that game, but either way, it fucking sucks. I hate those games more than anything, because not only is it, I mean, the advertising, the marketing of the games proves this exact same point, in that the way the games are designed is just to suck you into this, like, power creep forever. Like, oh, you'll start and you'll be playing, and it's like you have to use a certain amount of energy to do anything, and you get gotcha prizes, and it's like, when you first start, they give you like thousands of them, so you can just play for like 3 hours, and you're like, this is fun as fuck, and then all of a sudden you hit this wall where it's like, oh, well, now you need to like buy energy, and you need to like buy this premium.
Or
hero,
you can wait
like
or you can wait like 2 hours, and then you can use 5 energy, or you can pay us $50 and you can get 10 energy now.
Yeah, more than once, or rather twice now, I've been very into games with the gacha factor. There's two Final Fantasy games that they put on mobile. One was Final Fantasy Record Keeper, which was, I loved it because it had all the sprites of every fucking Final Fantasy character. So I ate that up, that everything looked like a little 16-bit character. I was just like, oh, I love this. But the game dynamics were actually pretty good. Like, you were constantly trying to, you were recruiting all the characters off all the games, and then, they would have all these different challenges and missions. And that was a problem, is it would never stop. It was such a like capitalistic, model for this thing. It was like you're always having to do an event. I can remember I got my homie Tim into it, and we would like try to calculate how much time would you have to spend on this game to get all the benefits of this particular event. And it's like you'd have to play for at least 3 hours a day every day, and you could get it in the 14-day time span that this event is going to run. But if you didn't do that, you would assuredly miss out on this power level, this weapon that has such a power level that you would never be able to keep up with the next. And it's so sad that you, for a little while, you're like, yeah, I'll do this, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll spend $20 one time.
That's exactly.
The worst part is it's worse than gambling, because like
you don't get anything. You're guaranteed to not
never get anything. Yeah.
You have a chance to possibly get something that's worth nothing at all.
You waste
Literally.
more of your time. I went through that thing over like when winter started where I got really depressed and I downloaded Candy Crush. I spent some money on it, but it's true. Like you don't get anything, but you just waste more of your time.
Yeah.
Mine was The Simpsons Tapped Out, and you
Oh.
gotta get decorations for your Simpsons
I
house.
played that one too.
I played mine was what the hell is it called? Fallout Shelter. I played that
It
like
was super fun.
and super fun, but like the problem was I was like once I realized that when you could like make them, you could like set up families and be like, you make children, because you're like trying to perpetuate the shelter, right? And I realized that the children got the traits of the parents, that I just made a race of black people with red hair, and I was doing eugenics, and it sat wrong with me, like the entire that's all I was doing in there was like I was like, I'm gonna make everybody look like this. It's like batshit insane. I'm like, what am I doing with my fucking life here?
This is the Shriv Max area where people live, and this is the large ones.
I like how this proves the meme that goes around about how there's a meme that says something like, when women play video games, they be doing fucked up shit like, Animal Crossing eugenics or like
Sims.
But men do it
babies.
too. I mean, here you go.
Yep.
It's impossible for me to be mean to like anything, like much less like insects in the house I'll capture and release, and then in video games too I'm like, no, I won't do the bad thing. I can't do it.
I'm a pussy with that stuff. Like I always play just like a nice guy, because
I don't even want to choose like the dialogue option in the games that only let you choose one dialogue option, like a Zelda game where they'll let you fuck around, but it won't,
I love how video games really like teach you something about yourself, because I felt that way for a really long time. Then I played Baldur's Gate, and it's just Astarion loved it when I did really mean stuff, and I was like, we're just gonna kill after. We're gonna kill everybody. That's fine.
I can do it like
Bonnie and Clyde.
I can do it like if I play another playthrough or like my third playthrough of a game, then I'm like, okay, I want to do something different. But it doesn't sit right with me as I'm doing it. It doesn't feel like I'm role playing. I mean, it feels like I am role playing, but I'm not like being myself,
Right.
Isn't it funny that you're put into a situation where it's like, hey, yeah, this is where you can do things without actual consequences, and you're still like, I have to be true to myself. And it's like, well, no, that's not the point of the game. Like, you're not yourself.
I know.
In the game,
yeah, you're not.
No,
you.
I know. Yeah. No, I get it. And I've been told
this,
like, it's the worst. I've been told like by friends where like, why when you play an RPG do you like make a guy who looks like you, and then you play like yourself? And I was like, I don't know. When I play a game first, it's like, how would I play it? And then I RPG it, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm an orc and I dual wield, and I come from a broken home. But like I just don't do it. Like the first thing, it's like I want to experience it as myself, like the world the first time, and then I can be like, okay, well, what would this character do in this world?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was playing Detroit Become Human when it came out, and that's like a whole branch tree decision type game.
Yeah.
So I always play like the way and decisions I would make first, and then after you've seen those cinematics, it's like, okay, I want to see what's the worst decision I could ever do.
Yeah,
go down
exactly,
that way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
just
fun.
like understanding the limits of the world by
I had a college roommate he would actually get livid at me because I would pick human as my race in video games. Sometimes I didn't always do it, but I would like sometimes do that, and I like often because I just like, I don't know, it just seems like fun to play like a guy, like just an everyday guy, It's like fun for me to be like every day and then see how he comes out, He's like, no. You're already human. Be a fucking elf. Be an elf or a dwarf. Like it's a fantasy world. I was like, all right, I see your point, but like, fuck you. You're doing me, bro.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of eugenics, this is slightly delayed, but
let's get on the eugenics train.
Yeah. I really
get right into it.
This story. It's something I have to follow anyway for AI Roundup, but like Matt made a great post about the this Google's Gemini, is their latest AI model that can do it can do all the shit, ChatGPT and image generation, and it's generating images where, I mean, they're all guilty of this. I don't know why Gemini is catching flack for it, but they force diversity because the models are trained so poorly in that manner. Like they don't use diverse data, or maybe more accurately,
or
they
doesn't
just
exist.
Use real world data, which is inherently biased. The
Right,
world is
right.
fucking racist, and so the
Mhm.
models are trained on that, and so they try to circumvent the results by telling these things like, oh, if somebody says to generate an image of a guy working at McDonald's, it's gonna like interject African American, Asian, you know, like it's gonna
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
tell it to
To
make
like
the version.
incredible comedic effect sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is what was the post, Matt, that you shared? This
Oh, I
exact.
did. I saw one. This was like a really common one, and but it was just it was like generate an image of a German soldier from 1943, and of course it was like an Asian woman and a
And a
you
black
know
woman.
and like a black guy, but they were just like completely literally like dressed in the
Yeah.
Wehrmacht like uniform and like with the
Uh-huh.
collar and all that shit, and you're just like, yeah, this is not a great look, you know. But
It's
people
like
like
our
that.
models now understand natural language prompts, and I'm like, I don't think they do. I don't think they understand the natural language inherent in this request here.
Yeah.
It's the part of the problem is that like obviously there's the problem of like people are completely brain rotted from the like anti-wokeism and like whatever that means to them, you know, and like the complete like inability to like everything is conspiracy and it's all like woke whatever shit. But it's like it is somewhat reasonable to want to tune your artificial intelligence to be like, hey, compensate a little bit for like how the data presents itself in a shitty way, you know, like
Right.
and then it obviously like doesn't get the context of that, so it just does this kind of shit. But it's so annoying. Like, I'm not trying to stick up for Google so much as it's just kind of like, just shut the fuck up about it. Like, oh my god, it's just like it's funny. Just like have some fun with it before they like figure out how to fix it. You know, instead of like thinking that it's a goddamn conspiracy to like make Hindu Nazis or something like.
God, that's a little much, I think.
I mean, it's kind of deflating, but in a certain sense, it is true that you know, I know for a fact if I use Stable Diffusion to generate images, it's like it's just so much white people almost all the time. You have to be very specific and try really hard.
Yeah. The
to make
default is
Yeah.
white person.
Yeah, so I understand why there is an effort or an initiative, you know, even beyond the AI branch of these companies. You know, they have a reason to try to keep things diverse. But, you know, I think when you've seen it applied in these situations, it's just like, oh, come on. Well, like one thing that I really enjoyed is for a while there, you would see the AI images would they would insert words, right? They were in part of the prompt because when they learned how to write the words, they started just writing any, like tonight I was trying to make a movie called The Burge, which would be like The Purge, but it was about a burger, right? So it was The Burge. and to describe this movie, I said, you know, a thriller horror movie called The Burge, you know, a hand holding a DVD. And so what would happen is the hand holding the thing, it would be a movie called The Burge, but then it would also have like in the fine print on the bottom or the top would be like a horror thriller movie, you know, or a horror thriller burger or something. And so you would see that same thing happening where you would be generating, oh, I'll make a web comic about, you know, I don't know, I can't think of a subject, but the point would be the web comic would suddenly include the words ethnically ambiguous, and you'd be like, what do you mean? Why is this person just saying ethnically ambiguous out of nowhere? Like that's not the punchline of this webcomic. And I think they must have figured that out. And then when I was doing like It's Sweet Meat but It Ain't Teriyaki for a while, I was trying to get an artist like sculpting sweet meat or painting sweet meat, and it would keep interjecting the race and the gender of the person, which was not specified in my prompt. It would be like black male, South Asian female. I'm like, it would say it in the painting or in the carving, and I'm just like, no, this is fucked up. Like, stop it. Like, make it a white guy. That's what's going on here. So I should have said it, I guess. But like,
but then if you say white guy, it won't let you do it. That's the other. That was the other flip side, where it was just kind of like people would just be like, "Make a white family," and they'd be like, "I'm sorry, I know that you want a white family, but too bad we can't. We must represent it." It's like the weird. It was just like also just so weird. Like it's just such a fucking like. Okay, well, definitely don't make it do that, Google. That's just weird. Like that's really super uncomfortable. People are definitely not gonna like that. It's
weird. You've gone anti-eugenics to the point of
Yeah,
agent.
right. Like you're kind of
Yeah.
hammering home the insanity here. You know, I get where you're coming from, but like people
The
are really like
anti-woke
gonna
crowd
take
is
this the wrong
eating
way.
this up. Like,
hmm Yeah.
Google is insisting that the white family doesn't exist and can't exist and shouldn't exist. I'm the
Yeah.
new Alex Jones.
Dude, it's so bad. But I do think that I wish that these AI companies, though, like the LLM companies, were more transparent about like what the like their prompts were, like their pre-prompts, like when you prompt it and it attacks on a bunch of shit to like put the guardrails on. And it would be nice to know like roughly what that is. And I guess you know, just full transparency about like what it is, what kind of data am I getting back?
there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that coming around the bin with these AI models for sure. Let's see what else do we have on the docket for tonight. There's a lot of stuff that Matt has put on here, so Matt, you may have to guide us. Speaking of AI, I don't know. There's a a scientific journal was published with weird AI images of a rat with a humongous penis. Like it has crazy like
Sure.
cross sections.
Have you guys
of
seen the picture?
organ. Yes.
Yeah, it's
This is
great.
Okay, it's been everywhere, but I thought that would be
Is it
I
like
actually
another,
didn't know where it was from. Like I guess I missed it and I just saw that particular picture was going around and I was kind of like, "Oh yeah, it's a pretty weird picture." I guess people just like thought it was funny that it made a very scientific looking rat with a big dick. But
I'm picturing like another rat hole, but it's like a giant outline of a huge dick, you know? Just
But apparently this was used in a scientific paper. Like they actually used this fucking
Why? That's what I don't understand. Why would this happen? First of all, like, and I mean, this is so bad. Like, I'm looking at the image and it has all this like text in it that's nonsense. Not if you can just somehow ignore there's a gigantic cross section of a rat dick. You're just looking at weird stuff. There's a syntactilic stem cells dyslysis.
stern cells.
Yeah, I'm like,
STERRN.
It's got one dominant testicle and then 3 very small
I think that
submissive ones.
I mean, many such cases.
the rat needs to go see his, doctor and cough a few times for him because this is not
Well,
okay.
They make the
Yeah, we're
petri
not-
dish kind of look like a cereal bowl. I hope the IT guy reviews my traffic and asks me why I'm looking at a AI generated nonsense rat giant penis published by leading scientific journal.
So it was written. It was actually written. Is a paper written by Hong Hui Hospital in China, and they have since retracted it and are working to correct the record.
Oh.
Okay. Thank
Correct.
you.
Erect the. Correct.
I like
the erect
I like the
rat
first
record.
sentence in the article. It might be considered an AI cock up on a massive scale. The guy writing it's like, hell yeah, I got this.
I want
shit.
this job. This is a great job.
Yeah,
like that
wanna
the
be
rat-
first sentence writer of every.
I
This guy
like that
just
the
got,
rat
like,
is just
telegraphed,
labeled
like 20 more
rat.
subscriptions. Yeah, rat. That's it.
Yeah.
rat, and then on the bottom right there it says ratat, and above that dick, but with no eye. Great, dude. That's great, dude. You feel like, oh man, come on, man. That's terrible.
Stem L's. Yeah.
Yeah, quote here, but the paper is actually a sad example of how scientific journals, editors, and peer reviewers can be naive in terms of accepting and publishing AI-generated crap. I would say yes, that's true. But this is like kind of a broader problem though, with like if this so say this stuff starts getting generated into like scientific papers, right? And like how like they're gonna use this to train the fucking AI, right? I mean, why would you not if you have access to all these scientific papers and a bunch of them are just like ratat and dick with no eye?
Yeah.
Feels bad. Feels like it's not great.
It feels counterproductive, I think. Although somebody should get on, the dick hugening. we can always learn something from our mistakes.
Yeah, the dick and hugening. that's a big part of what this hospital is trying to do. I think it's their thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of this mouse experiment, is just to try to get them to have the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
Speaking of Candy Crush, another quote from the article is they included a multicolored JAK stat signaling pathway diagram, which experts liken to, quote, some crazy level of Candy Crush, and said it was not grounded in any known biology.
Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I can only guess, like, I can't understand. Like, I understand, like, you know, you need visual elements to go along with your thing, but
why are you telling on yourself
huge,
like that?
It's just the rat has a huge dick.
But it's just like, yeah, but
and nothing else is a real thing. Like, somebody's going to notice that.
I mean, like, if you generate this image, right, and somebody should give it a once over, right?
Right.
And be like, hey, this rat has a huge dick, and we should maybe not use this one.
Some or all of these words aren't words, and also, this is not data in any form.
This is not grounded in biological reality. Speaking of being grounded in biological reality, a 60-year-old man wearing a kilt in Texas was arrested last week after he was caught on surveillance footage in an antique shop shoving things up his ass and putting them back on the shelves.
Oh my.
Okay.
You like that transition?
Yeah, that was a good one. Good job, Matt.
Yeah, anytime.
Wow.
Why else would you wear a kilt to an antique shop?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Sure.
Like, any man wearing a kilt should be arrested because that's what he's doing.
Wait, where was this?
This was in Texas.
Okay, I was gonna say, for some reason I immediately thought it was in Scotland, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean
that's the only place you should be allowed to wear a kilt.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe to like a wedding anywhere. But if you can't, but if you're just going around and if you're going antique shopping, you should be arrested as soon as they see you.
Yeah, there should be. They should add kilts to the no shoes, no shirt,
no
and no tacticals.
Any tacticals, no service.
God, dude, he's got a really tight black tank top on. Just great.
Oh, I gotta look at it.
Yeah, I highly recommend.
Oh yeah,
wow. To take a look at him. He's a man who has no remorse. You can tell in his eyes. He did what he did what he wanted to do. He has no regrets.
Not even like a proper kilt. You're right. It's a tactical, and it's camo colored.
Gosh. Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to wear those anywhere.
No, this guy's trouble. You can tell.
Is he? He's wearing Skechers shape-ups. I can't quite tell. They are white.
Yeah, how many miniature horses went up there?
This guy is definitely one of those guys.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm really enjoying that. He's I don't know. I do like the guy that owned the shop said, "I was really in shock. I just really didn't understand what to say or think."
Nobody does.
Yeah. Well,
we're all on the same boat.
He posted his bond, which was $100.
Wow, that's it.
Man, that seems like that's Texas. Like there's no way it's legal to put things in your ass in Texas at all, let alone in a public.
Up my ass in public. If it's only $100, really.
If it's $100, I'm moving to Texas because
the value of the damaged items was 130.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
But still,
it was a makeup. Yeah, it was a makeup brush, a restoration hardware piece, an antique bottle opener. Wow.
Oh, very nice. Very
and
nice.
a tobacco tent can.
That's quite the menagerie of things to put in your ass.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, like there's got to be a risk of tetanus with some of those things, right?
Yeah, or like a lot of dust.
Was the goal pleasure, or was the goal shoplifting, or was it both? Was it
No, I mean, he put him back, so it was he just was getting off. He was getting his dirty nut off and then putting it back.
Christ. putting them
Yeah.
back, that
You
fucking
put
pisses me
them
off.
back. That's
you-
really
Yeah,
fucking-
if you wanna just take them, fine, man.
See,
Yeah.
just steal
Go
it. Like
for
if that's
it.
your stealing strategy, like just
I
do
don't
that.
really support stealing from most antique shops, but
Yeah.
some of them have to have gotten procured some of those wares, in a seedy way. They probably maybe deserve it.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can carry something out with your asshole, you deserve to keep it.
For sure. And in almost every circumstance, I think, except for if you're in my house. Please don't.
It's like that
Just
saying,
really
you
bothered
keep what
by-
you kill, but it's like, you keep what you shove up your ass.
Yeah. I mean, I eat what I should.
I eat what I shit.
I imagine little old ladies being very perturbed about their little tiny porcelain Funko Pop figures, the old person Funko Pops being shoved up there,
The little precious, the
the little porcelain things.
children. Oh God.
Yeah, the little hats. and
More like a
fisherman's bowl.
Funko poop. Am I right? Am I right?
It's right there, yeah.
You are right.
She's right, folks.
Right, always right. We love to see it.
Well, I'm deeply disturbed about going into any antique shop ever again now. 'Cause I'm just
Yeah.
like, which of these items was up some man's ass earlier today?
Yeah, if it happened once, it's definitely happening everywhere all the time.
I wonder if he was he going around there and being like, he was like gradually finding larger and larger items until he like maxed out, and he was like, all right, time to get out of here.
It's part of
No,
his
he
like
actually
bargaining
started
system.
big.
Oh, he went backwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
he started-
wow.
He started with a 1992 Atlanta Braves signed baseball in that little weird like plastic cube that you keep it in.
Oh my god. I'm imagining him like taking like a candlestick and just like pushing it up.
I'm gonna
like
hide my little
banging
Boone
it up
from
there.
him.
No.
Wow, you have a 3D printed, or what are those
Yeah,
called?
it's like a
Poo-
3D like glassing of Poon Tims. Yeah, you can't really
Wow.
see it because of glare, but yeah,
I can see it. I can
in
see it
there.
enough, but wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
and it has a little engraving at the bottom and says "He boot too big for he goddamn feet."
Yeah. Keep that out of sight when the kilt guy comes over.
That's going
imagine
right
that's
up
like-
there. I'm
It's like
having
part of
urge
his
to do it.
bargaining. It's part of his bargaining system. He's like, yeah, I saw this thing on the shelf. It has shit all over it. I'll give you like $1.
It was all part of a game. He had a partner. Like, all right, and then you're gonna go in and just find the items with shit all over them, and then lowball them. I like that strat. That's good. That's
I don't know if you saw this, but over there, this little cube, this baseball has shit all over it.
I mean, I
$3.
like it, but it's like it's got shit all over it. So
This entire Corel servingware set from 1977.
this box set of The Office is
covered in
covered in
shit.
shit.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors album is covered in shit. Oh my god! I'll buy it though. I want to get rid of it.
Great album.
Season 2 of Frasier is covered in shit.
VHS.
If you think I'm gonna pay full price for this shit covered Frasier box set, you got another thing coming. But I'm not leaving here without it.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, that's a great question. No idea.
A lot of
There's a
shit
couple of
going on.
different things. What is this? I want to hear about the tattoo of Donald Trump that looks like.
I'm really excited about this one because I'm sure that there have been many really terrible Donald Trump tattoos.
Gotta
Why
be.
did this one make the cut? Let's find
I'm
out.
gonna Google that right now.
So if you
That
could
is-
just click on that and take a look.
Yes,
Yeah, I threw this on here because I mean, obviously there's so many
No.
bad tattoos of Donald Trump, but this one I really took me aback
Oh
because
my
it
God,
really
what?
it's
It's
incredible.
well
Like,
done.
it literally looks like someone mixed him with Rosie O'Donnell. Exactly. And then put him on there. He's like a
doesn't
weird baby
offend
man.
you.
It's so fucked up. He has like
feel like-
makeup on. Oh God.
He's very. It's smooth Trump is what we have here.
Yeah, we have
Admins are asleep. Everyone, hurry! Post smooth Trump. Like it's very bizarre. I don't understand. It's like it reminds me of the what is his name? Kyle Rittenhouse memes where they like inflate him. Like
Yeah, he actually
Yeah.
kind of looks like. I think this is like if that version of Kyle Rittenhouse, ever actually takes shape, I think in his like 60s he'll look like this.
I just like to imagine someone getting this tattoo, as a own on Trump people, not the exact opposite of what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Does this offend you?
Yeah.
It looks like to me. It looks like a lesbian's Halloween costume.
Totally. Yes. That's amazing. I was making sure everything was spelled right. Oh, it's so good.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I had to Google Trump tattoos, and the first one that came up was pretty incredible. Look at this guy.
Oh my God, dude!
It's like
that
Sonic
is
hair
that
happening.
cannot be like intentional though. Like
He looks like he's
Right?
going so fast.
it's almost beautiful.
It is. It has sort of like a what's that artist? I don't know what the name, but it has a flair to it.
It's like a futurism
appreciate.
vibe going on there.
Mm.
Now, here's another one that has the same lettering. It looks like this a redo of the same tattoo. I'm not sure what's going on here, but did you try to fix it? Did the guy try to fix it
don't
and
know.
make
Like
it worse?
somebody combined him with Bill Cosby.
Right? It's the
It's
same exact
even
tattoo,
worse.
though. It's the
He's-
same
Or
guy.
no, wait. Are there
Permutations?
teeth? Are there teeth?
I can't tell. It's the same guy, though, right? Same tattoo, same
Does he have
lettering.
wait, does he have like a teardrop tattoo on that one?
I'm trying to get closer to the cam and see.
Oh,
if
it's
they-
Mike
they
Tyson?
Almost.
Is that what they did to
So
him?
he got his
Going
ass
on
kicked.
here.
Yeah, Trump getting his ass kicked.
So
I just love
I
the
don't know.
idea of like, does this offend you? Like, no, man, I feel bad for you. Like,
Yes.
That'd be a great
know.
like meme page
Offensive to
name.
me
Does this
that a
offend
tattoo
you? And
artist
just
would do that to you. Yeah.
yeah,
oh,
right. Like,
I just feel like it's a weird kink now where people get are you offended? Like, please tell me you are. Don't you better be offended. Like,
yeah.
Started
how
World War III to
offended
own the
you
libs.
are. I don't
Can't
care,
come unless
bro.
somebody's offended.
Please be
I'm offended.
You're so offended, it's getting me hard right now.
Oh,
Tell me
no.
Tell me you're offended, liberal. Tell me you're offended now.
Does this giant mouse stick offend you, huh?
But you hate how big it is. But there's 3 testicles, don't you, lib? You fucking lib. Look at my
Offend you
tattoo.
that I'm shoving shit up a pawn shop at my ass. Does that offend you?
He's just
Does
like, I
actually.
like that. I like that angle where he's just like, does this
He looks like
offend
one of those.
you?
Yes. Yes, it
Stuffing
does.
things up there.
That
Yeah,
definitely
man, you're
offends
putting
me.
it back.
This is my property. Like, I own that. Stop it. Yeah, I'm offended. Jesus.
My
Christ.
favorite makeup brush, bitch.
You can keep it though. Okay.
Yeah, it's yours now.
I
Once
know
it goes
what
up
you
your
want.
ass, it's yours. You do have to pay for it, though. Full price. I'm not negotiating. I'm calling the cops. You're going to fucking jail.
Going to jail.
Well, he
you're
did,
gonna
though,
pay me
at least.
$137. I'm gonna go to jail.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Suck.
Right.
Where we, I was trying to make a joke about sucking things up your ass, but I don't have it. There's no.
It's not sucked, it's shoved, so we can't
Thank
even
you
really
for
work
listening. You guys are so cute. I want to shove you up my ass. Have
There
a
it
great
is.
night.
Thank you, Ashley.
Night.
All right,
Good night.
everyone. See you next time.